What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Red Hot channel. I am Merle, and this is my Vortec 4200 Trailblazer motor that I have dropped into my Datsun 240Z. Now, let's get after it right now. I need to make sure that this little guy is actually on. So, on the last video I just made, I had to cut out a lot of stuff because I kept forgetting to turn this thing on. So the whole video just ended up me just talking. And I want to get away from that. I want to actually start doing some stuff and actually doing some content and stuff like that instead of me just talking about what I'm about to do. So that being said, we're going to get after it right now and stop rambling. Here we go. So today's project is putting these stinking flares on. Been wanting to put these on for a hot minute now. I keep getting moved along to other things, I guess, if you want to say it. Right now, this is what we're working with underneath the flare. One of the partial of the reason that I have not done it yet is because I don't want to cut into a perfectly good fender. But this car obviously needs all of the tire. If you've seen the video of this thing in low boost, low RPM, it gets right after it. This thing needs all the tire, and then some. So that being said, so we're down here and we got the first flare kind of taped up there, kind of eyeballed. This is probably not perfect, to be honest, but we're gonna go with it. What I did to kind of get an idea, I don't know if you guys can see it, let me turn this light on. There, right where the fender is, the light went dead, shoot. So right where the fender is, I went ahead and lined the bottom of the flare up on both ends so that they're both kind of in the same area. And this should be about where it needs to be. Like I said, it's not perfect, but if I feel like if I overthink this thing, I'm not ever going to get it done. I'm just going to try to overthink it completely. So that being said, I feel like I have it where I want it. So first things first, I'm going to go ahead and get my marker and I'll set you guys down real quick. All right, so I'm going to get my handy dandy Milwaukee pen marker out, and then I'm just going to kind of trace out the outer part of this flare. Now the cool thing is the body's still in kind of like primer, so I don't really, if I get on the paint, it doesn't matter, because eventually we're going to be repainting this car, which is going to be really cool. I got to find either somebody that wants to do it or maybe just do it myself. I don't know. I know how to do it. I just don't really have the area for it, I should say, to be doing any type of painting. But that being said, and then I'd like to get up inside of this thing, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen with the tire in there. So that means I got to jack this thing up real quick. So I'm going to go ahead and jack the car up. Pull the rear tire off so I can get into the wheel well and go ahead and cut that out. But before I do that, I think what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to get the other side set real quick, and then I'll jack the car up and get both wheels off, and then it would, yeah, we'll just do that. I'm going to do that real quick and be right back. Alrighty, so we got the thing up in the air a little bit and gave us all the room we needed to get a little bit of a mark, kind of an idea. Now, I use like stuff like this. This is a really cool little pen marker deal to get, say, these little holes so I can mark them. It fits right inside of there versus like a Sharpie or something like that that's got a little bit bigger head. These got a really fine point. These work really good for like deeper holes that you have to mark, and you can't quite, it's just too small for a marker to get into, but this little guy right here works pretty good for doing that. So we have our outer line made now. as you can see. And then I'll go ahead, let me grab my other marker. So actually, let's show you. Check this out. So these are the two sitting next to each other. So yeah, this works really good for getting into those smaller holes and whatnot. But just need to finish up marking this. So when I initially thought I needed to get underneath of it and mark it, but really I don't. I just need to figure out, say, the distance here and here, and just kind of chase that. And to be honest, I think I could just trace the edge, the actual factory flare, and just chase that and then cut it out, because you're not really going to see it. So should work pretty well. And go over to the other side. We just got that all figured out. Actually getting these things to be identical was kind of a trick. I had to do a lot of measuring. Couldn't just eyeball it. So I ended up going off of up here and ran like a string, and then to there and there, and just marked the string. And once I got those identical, then I went down here and measured from this line up, and then from here to the edge of the fender, and then ran a string up to there. And that gave me, at least ballparked it close to where it needed to be. Just kind of guessing on this was not going to be the way to do it. So we went ahead and did that, and it worked pretty well. Everything seems to be about the same, maybe a little different in certain areas, but I feel like it'll be all right. It's not enough difference to where you won't notice it, but I was just mainly hoping that I didn't get, say, if you're driving down the road and somebody can definitely tell the difference of one's higher than the other one. I didn't want that at all. So right now we're just kind of marking out the outer of this so we know where it's kind of sitting. Put all the tape on it so that it wouldn't move, and use the Gorilla tape. The normal duct tape, I didn't feel like I was going to cut it, so I upgraded to the Gorilla tape, and I felt like it was working, but I was almost having to go get the T-Rex tape. You got 3 levels of tape: duct tape, Gorilla tape, and T-Rex tape. And T-Rex tape, if you put that on there, have fun getting it off. But I can't even talk today. We got our outer mark made now, so go ahead and grab this little guy again, mark our holes that we already have pre-drilled. Oh boy, that one moved a little bit. A little bit of tension on it. These things aren't exactly perfect for flares, but they are meant for the car. They're not like aftermarket ones that you can get cheap on Marketplace, or not Marketplace, but eBay and Amazon. They're actually meant for the car, so these are actually ZG fenders. But yeah, I think we got her pretty well knocked out, ready to go. So let's go ahead and get the flares off, and then we'll trace out our line and then start cutting. This is not going to be fun. I'm not looking forward to this at all. But okay, so I went ahead and put the car back on the ground so I could shut my garage door, because my jack handle was sitting outside the garage door. And you see this line right here. This is me trying to get inside that flare and mark it. That just wasn't working. So what we're going to go ahead and do is kind of just follow this line right here. You can kind of see the line of the factory fender. That's what we're going to go ahead and trace real quick. Kind of find a place for you guys to sit down and enjoy the show. Hold on. All right, got you guys set up. So we'll just go ahead and, so right here I'm a little nervous. I don't want to get too much and then not have enough area, surface area for the thing to bolt to. So we're gonna kind of chew it back like this a little bit. But this right here, we can just chase it. Let's go this way. The way I have my tape, kind of making it a little tricky. Okay. All right, so we're not perfect by any means on distance between here and here. And honestly, right, if you want to be perfect, you can be, but we don't need to be on this because of the sheer fact that you're not going to see any of this. The flares cover all this up. So now, alrighty, so the next step to all this is to cut all this out. But first, obviously we gotta get the cutoff saw or wheel. And next, we need to know that there is 2 layers to this. So you got an outer layer and you got an inner layer. We only want to cut the outer layer out for now. And the reason for that is because once we get this outer layer out, we'll take the inner layer and we're going to cut it in slivers, basically, like little half-inch pieces, and just kind of go like that. Forget my noise. And then we'll fold them up, weld them on, clean it up, and then it should be good. But let's go ahead and get the cutoff wheel. Go ahead and put you guys on a time lapse as I cut all this out, and watch me squirm because I've got shorts on and I'm about to run a cutoff saw. So this will be fun. Alrighty, so as you've seen in the time lapse, as I did it with just safety glasses on, and I'm sure a few of you are going to be saying something about that, but I live dangerously in here. So here we go. As you can see, we got her cutter out, and as you also can see that she's a little rusty, a lot rustier than I thought, and I thought it was a whole lot straighter than it was too, to be honest. Now looking at this, I don't know if you guys can see this right here. That's like a 1/4 inch thick piece of Bondo right there. That's a lot. That's a lot of Bondo in that. Holy cow. I was definitely not expecting that at all. But I don't have time to go back through this and redo all this body work. Frankly, I don't have any ambition to do that, to be honest. So we're just gonna make her work. Like this is all gonna get covered up anyway, so you won't see it, but at the same time, it's very annoying to when you cut into something like this and you find out that the thing is just completely full of mud. Unreal. But I mean, that's just how some people do bodywork around here. They just fix it with all the mud. See, yeah, I mean, you need mud to make things perfect, but you don't need that amount of mud. So we're gonna need to readdress that. There, I said it. Readjust. I can't even say it twice. But we're gonna take care of that later. There we go. And later date, and we'll just kind of redo the entire body on the car. To be honest, I think it really needs a nice overhaul on the bodywork eventually at some point in time. But right now, let's get this thing rolling and ripping. So I think the next step will be taking all this And we're going to knock all that out. Certain areas are going to need to be pushed over. We're going to have to get some of this mud. We got to take it clear down to metal. But first we'll go ahead and drill all these holes out. That way we have those done. And then and start grinding out all this mud. So we actually have some metal to weld on when we take all these and fold them up. We could also just, I don't know, fold them up. But I'd rather do it somewhat right, you know. This is obviously the wrong way to do things. But we'll make it work. Not a big deal. Just kind of annoying. So I'm going to go ahead and get the holes drilled real quick. And then go from there. And yeah, so much mud, so much mud. Okay, so we went ahead and we got everything cut out. So how we're doing this is we had that extra piece, so you can see kind of how this was right now. And what we're doing is we cut pieces just like this. And this will allow it to, we can bend it up, as you can see, like this, right here. And the reason we do this is because you cannot, when it's all together like this, you just can't bend it up without it really getting out of shape. So this is how you do it. You gotta just cut it in little pieces and run it up like that. Or you can just remake the whole thing. But this is how we're doing it right now, because we're finding out that we will have a little bit more rust than I was expecting to have on this car. So we're not going to do some pristine job on this. So this is going to be very crude, to say the least, on this. This is not how you do it the right way. This is just how we're going to do it to get it by. So what I'm doing is, as I'm going, down here is actually not too bad. It's when we started getting up into this arch, this is starting to get a little trickier. And what I'm doing is I'm getting this into place, and then I will tack it, and then tack it. Because if anybody that's ever welded on like the metal on these cars, it's burned through immediately. So you got to be very, very careful with it. When you weld it, I was told that if you get like a flux core welder, it might weld better on these cars. But I'm using a gas welder, obviously, and I don't have a flux core. So we're just using the old MIG for this one, and just kind of throwing some tacks on it. As we go, we push it up and bend it over just as we go, and we'll be cutting off the excess before we tack it in. And that's just how we're doing this. You can really see the amount of mud that's in this quarter, and it's honestly scary. I can't wait to see the other side, because I already know there's mud in that corner. But we're gonna go ahead and keep hammering away at it, just kind of tack, weld, and keep moving. But yeah, this is going to be a day project, and unfortunately, I had some pieces for the mounting holes for the flares, and I have misplaced them through the years. So I had to order another set. So hopefully I'll have them here sometime like the end of this weekend, or hopefully, I don't know. But if we have those, we'll be able to finish this flare deal this weekend. But once we get to a point where we can't go any further, and we'll just use the my Klinkos that I have right here to hold the flares on for now until the actual fasteners and stuff come for the new flares. But the rest of the harness came in today, so that will be done this weekend as well, and we'll do that on another video instead of just doing this. So this video is primarily just for the flares. So gonna get back after this thing. Okay, so as you can see in the time lapse that we got most of this all knocked out a couple times. Started a little bit of a fire. So that's something to pay attention to. Part of that is because there's so much Bondo in this quarter, and I found out why there's so much Bondo in this corner, and when I was over here, I kind of made a mess, so I'll have to fix that now. But one of the previous owners, I don't think the person I bought it from, but the person that did a lot of the work on this car, that redid it, I'm pretty sure they rolled the fenders on this thing, and what they ended up doing is when it rolled the fender on here, they ended up caving this entire piece in right here. And instead of doing it the right way and pulling it back out, they just filled it with mud. Yep, yeah, I cannot believe that. I didn't notice it until after I had all this done, and I was trying to get the flare on, and the Klenko wasn't quite lining up with with it. So I looked up inside of the well. See if you probably can't even see it, but I looked up inside of there, and I found it was all smashed in, not like it's supposed to be. And then I beat it back out, and this is what happened. I mean, we got mud broke off right there and whatnot, but it's part of it, I guess, when you buy something that somebody else has done. So we're not going to redo that right now. I think that's going to be a later date project type deal. Right now, I think the thing that I would like to get done, I just want to get it done running and looking okay. And we'll revisit all the body work on this car at a later date. It's oh my goodness, there's going to be a lot of work to be done. As you can notice, I've already got all that cut out for the most part. We still got to do the notching on each piece, and then we got to grind all this out. As you can see, this quarter is in a lot better shape than the driver's side. Not near the mud in there, but the next step is do that, and then we'll go ahead and put the flares on, and then we'll be wrapped up with it. I'm going to go ahead and knock that out real quick, and then be back. When I come back, we'll put the flares on. And alrighty, guys, so it's been a couple weeks now, and it's time to get back to work on this. We got all the parts to finish the flares, and right now we got, as you can see, one side on. Now we have a rust issue, so as you can see down here, if you can peek in there, we got a little bit of a rust issue that we got to address later date. Right now it's not a big deal. We don't need to worry about it because it's already there, so we will address the body work at a very later date. But and you can also see that right there, this corner right here, that is all mud. It is ridiculous. So more than likely what's going to end up happening is probably this entire quarter is probably going to get some work, maybe even replaced at some point in time. But right now I don't want to deal with that. I just want to get this thing running and driving, get the bugs worked out. So that being said, you got one side on. This side still needs the actual fasteners that we need instead of the Klenkos. And then we also got the other side is Klenkoed on, ready to go. We just need to drill the holes for the new fasteners. Okay, so that being said, let's show you what we're using. So come on over to here. Now, this is what we're going to be using. These are really kind of cool. So what we're going to do is we drill the hole out for these to fit inside of. And now, hold on, let me set you guys down for a second. I'm holding on to you. Hold on. Okay, let me get the camera. Okay, so like I said, we're using these. These are rubber with like a metal insert for threaded pieces in there. Okay, so what happens, which we got right here, is a 1/4-20 stainless steel bolt with an Allen head. And then we sit this piece, we'll drill the hole out in the quarters and then the fenders and whatnot for this to fit in there just perfectly. They got to be really snug in there. So you get those inside of there, and then you take your 1/4 bolt, you'll screw it in there into the threads, as you can see, and then the tighter you get this thing, the more it'll pull this together, and then it expands, and then it sucks itself around the hole and holds the flare on, which works really well. Now, I could have used, I cannot remember what the heck they're called. I got them, but I can't remember what they're called off the top of my head right now. I could have used just something different that's more of a solid piece. But with the way the fenders are and the rockers and everything are kind of not perfect, something like this gives it just a little bit of give. So it'll suck it up a little bit better and get what we need. So that's why we went with what we did. Plus the drive recorder is full of mud. So something like those would not work, unfortunately. And I wish I had those with me right now. But I can't think of what they're called. Thread certs, there it is. Okay, yeah, thread certs. Yeah, the thread certs would not connect with that Bondo very well. They would just fall out and break the Bondo, or something like this will evenly expand and work pretty good. So that being said, let's go ahead and get all of them off, all the flares off, other than the driver's side, because we're already kind of done with that one. Get that off, and then go ahead and drill the holes out, and then drill the holes out on the flares, and then all we gotta do is put them together, and then we don't have to have those Klinkos in there anymore, which will be kind of nice because I'm getting tired of hitting them as I walk by them constantly, to be honest. All right, so let's get after it right now. Okay, so as you can see, we got the holes drilled out on this front fender, and I probably could have cleaned it up a little bit better, but probably gonna come out again when we go to paint it. So I'm gonna go grab our little rubber deals here, and then we just kind of place them inside of there. Oh, need one more. Oh, nope, we're dropping stuff. Okay, so we got that in there now. Need to go ahead and drill out our other holes on the flares real quick. So I'm gonna do that real quick. Hold on for a second. Just a 1/4 inch drill bit, and you need to be very, very careful with all this, because one, on the when you're drilling holes in these Z's, which I found out on the rear one, the metal is very, very thin, and it will rip the metal very, very quickly. So when you go to drilling the holes into any of this metal, gotta be careful. You can get away from you real quick and it'll tear the metal. And the same with the these thin fiberglass pieces too. So, all right, we got the holes drilled. Pretty simple, nothing special. Like I said, a lot of this stuff is going to be taken back off and redone down the road. So let's go ahead. Forgive my my camera skills right now, as I'm trying to juggle holding the camera and doing the work. So need to get a little better with the camera skills, or I just need to have maybe somebody holding this thing. Okay, so we'll set you guys down over there. Hopefully you can see it. We're gonna take our 1/4 and we'll just stick these things inside. I ended up drilling the hole. It's a 1/4 inch hole, so it's just big enough. Really didn't want a whole lot of play in these. So get those in there. We'll get a couple of them set up. Right now they're just kind of in the rubber part of it. Get them all in there. I think I need 2 more, so I'll be right back. They were already over here. Oh, I swear I'd lose my head if it wasn't attached. All right, so we'll get these all the way in there. Try to be as careful as possible with this because this is very thin fiberglass on these ZG fender flares. So, okay, got that. I have, oh, right next to the camera. Got my handy dandy T-handle. So we'll just go ahead and screw these in. That one started. You can definitely tell when they start to bite onto the actual threads of those rubber fastener deals. Now we can just stuck them down now that they're all kind of in the threads. Now you don't want to get these crazy tight because you can break the fiberglass by tightening it down too much. So we're just kind of getting that snug. Hence why we're using the T-handle. We could use a socket, ratchet, and everything, but I think I'll break them if I use that. So, that being said, now I'll bring you guys over here. Straighten you up a little bit. Now we got them all in there. Look at that. Oop. It's not perfect by any means. Honestly, you could probably do like a, I don't know, like a trim piece around this and probably get it nice and smooth. But I'm not really worried about it right now. But yeah, look at, I mean, that's super sturdy with those little rubber fastener deals that I got. And I'll put that in the link of what I've used here, plus the bolts and stuff that I use, which are also, they're stainless steel bolts. You don't want to use just regular bolts on something like this on the exterior of the car because they'll just rust. So that's something that you definitely want to have, is stainless steel bolts. So now we got the passenger side we need to finish up real quick, and yeah, then I'll put you guys on like a time lapse real quick while I do these, and then we'll go on to the next thing on the car. So, as you can see in the time lapse, we have the flares on. Both sides are officially fastened on there. They are on there. They are not flying off anytime soon, which is awesome. Unfortunately, when I was drilling the holes for this guy, I have wires that run through this wheel well right here for our lights, our rear lights, and our fuel pump and everything else. So kind of went into those, unfortunately. So we're gonna have to go back through the wiring harness and probably re-splice all that stuff. I don't think I got into the big wires, but I did definitely get into some of the smaller ones, which could be the fuel pump, could be the lights, who knows, until I get dug into that. So unfortunately, I mean, oops, idiot me, but we did get them on. They're stuck on there. They're really on there. I still gotta finish tightening down the fender, but let's call it a win today. So we did get them all on there. They're all, the Klinkos are not in the way anymore. I'm not going to be running into the Klinkos as I walk by the fenders anymore, which is a big win for me. But unfortunately, we're going to have to do a little bit of rewiring today. So boo. But that being said, I appreciate everybody watching and everybody that's still watching this video. That really helps the channel when you guys watch through the entire video. And I appreciate all you guys for doing that. But that is going to call it for today. Going to try to keep continuously uploading every Wednesday on the big builds, and then every Sunday for our side project Sunday. And we're just going to keep hammering away at this, and hopefully we get somewhere with this videoing stuff. I really do enjoy this stuff, and I'm going to stay after it now. I promise you that. So thanks everybody for watching. Like and subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next one.